definitely thought there was something going on. All those late-night cups of tea and little glasses of wine and sherry.
Absolutely.
Yes, all those late-night glasses of wine.
And you remember the paddling in the sea? Oh, I loved that.
Yes.
So they like escaped.
That was
You just
romantic.
knew it was going to finally happen, didn't you?
You did. It just was when, I suppose. And when it did, Downton Abbey fans, they certainly weren't disappointed.
I'm not convinced I can be hearing this right.
You are, if you think I'm asking you to marry me.
Of course I'll marry you, you old booby. I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah! And here she is. This is she, soon to be Mrs. Carson, of course. Please welcome Phyllis Logan.
Thank you.
See you. Are you all right there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, perched. Oh, look.
Can we get you a cup of tea? We thought we'd serve you today.
Oh,
You were serving
thank
everybody
you.
else.
Yes. Do you take milk? I do.
Oh, lovely.
In first, please.
I
I'm a
will-
miff. Milk in first.
OK, I will remember this when I'm watching you. And Mr. Carson would certainly...
No sugar.
And at last, did you know when that scene was coming? Because, you know, there's been this will they,
That
won't
looks
they,
perfect. Thank you.
on or
No,
off.
I didn't. No, it all came as a bit of a shock, really, when
Really?
Yes, when I...
This has been going on for so long.
I know.
Brewing.
I know.
Yes.
So it was a bit... I mean, but still, I suppose it's quite nice to see middle-aged or even post-middle-aged love flourishing, isn't
You
it?
were buying a cottage together, so I mean that's almost marriage.
Well,
really.
I know, it was a bit... It wasn't very romantic, was it? He just wanted me to come in with him, and that's business venture.
Oh, no, I think he was just preparing the road.
That was
wasn't
his
it?
way.
Yes, it was his way of telling he loves you desperately.
When you do get married, I hope you have a really pretty dress, because I'm sure you're fed up with the dowdy gear.
Thanks for saying that, Gloria. I really want something rather special.
Glamorous.
Yes.
Do you get, say about that, because do you get recognised? Because most people, when they're on telly a lot, they're always wearing makeup and this, that and the other, and you're sort of like the reverse, because on telly you're there looking quite sort of, you know, no makeup and a slightly dodgy
Horrible.
wig. So do you probably don't get recognised, do you? Because you don't look anything
I don't know
like...
if the wig's that dodgy. You should see my hair underneath. It's the dodgy look at. No, not really. But I'm thankful for that, because if I looked like that in real life...
I bet you as soon as you speak, people know, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Yes. Yeah. No, some people do say that in shops or whatever. They'll say, "Do I know you?" I don't know. And they'll say, "Oh, it's your voice I recognise."
So you're filming the new series starting any minute now, aren't you?
Very soon.
So do you know where this proposal with you, Mr. Carson, how life is going to change?
And if she did, she wouldn't tell you anyway.
No, that's true. That's true. But it is seriously all a mystery. I won't know probably until a few days before we have our read-throughs, and when we'll be set the scripts, and then I'll find it all shall be revealed.
Do you know what I've often wondered, because of the huge international success, when you first got the script for Downton, you know, in the very first series, did you have any inkling that it was going to be the massive hit it is?
Well, I could say yes, but then I'd be a liar. No, I did think it would be quite popular, given that it had Dame Maggie and Penelope and Hugh Bond, you know, all these wonderful people in it. I thought, oh, this could be quite good. And the scripts I was very excited about. I thought they were terrific. So I did think, oh, this has got legs. It'll go for it.
And then on top of that, all the marvellous names, then we had, of course, Gorgeous George. Had to get it on the act. And we've got to, if you missed any of this, I mean, obviously we saw him in Downton at the Christmas special, but do you remember the Tech Santa sketch they did? Should we remind ourselves of that?
Please.
The
Yes,
George
please.
selfie.
Lord Hollywood?
OK, hang on. Give me 1 second. Right, now you want to... That's the one. Right there.
Elsie Hughes? What are you doing?
It's a selfie.
Come on.
Oh,
There we go.
everybody in then.
All right.
Yay! 1, 2, go!
With the box brownie.
And actually, you've got that friend in your house. Come on, own up.
Do you know something? Of all the people that were involved in doing that skit, I had legitimate reason to take a selfie with George. But did I? No, I didn't.
shut everyone else out, look.
Yeah,
It's
No,
just the two.
that's a good
They
idea.
can
Thanks, Jane, I'll
Photoshop.
do
Well,
that.
they can do marvellous things now with Photoshop. Get rid of
Yes.
all those extraneous people.
just
And
me
can
and
I just
George.
tell people, text Santa, because I know so many of you donated, and thank you so much. £6.2 million at the moment, and rising. Yeah. And year on year, that figure has gone up by 20%. So year on year, it goes up by 20%. I mean, people are so generous. And talking of which, and being generous, and you want people to be generous, the tea isn't just to celebrate Downton, because you're here to also tell us about the Dementia UK event, which is called Time for a Cuppa, that you're involved
indeed.
with.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm wearing my little pot here. And you can all get one of these by signing up for Time for a Cuppa campaign, which runs from the 1st till the 8th of March. So if you get in touch with them through either the event itself or dementiauk.org, they will send you a little package. You'll get all sorts of things like this and recipes, one of my truffle recipes as well, and how to make a successful campaign and raise money, basically, for Admiral nurses.
Who do a wonderful
Yeah.
job.
Do a
And
fantastic job.
why did you get involved with the campaign? Do you have personal experience of people with dementia in your family?
Well, there are 850,000 people at present who have a dementia diagnosis, and there's going to be more than 1 million in 10 years' time, and then it raises again to 2 million 20 years beyond then.
And this is because population's getting older, is it?
Well, there is that. But in my own circumstance, my mother had cognitive impairment. She hadn't been diagnosed with dementia, but certainly it would have been useful to have someone like an Admiral nurse to point us in the direction of other services that could have been employed, using up joined-up thinking about
Your
how
mother-in-law?
to... My mother-in-law had Alzheimer's too, which was terrible, and her husband, my father-in-law, was her main carer, and he went through horrors of hell, really.
I think we've all been touched by dementia. My
Yes.
sister died, for example, of dementia. But I'll tell one quick story about Cliff Richard. He has spoken about it publicly. He said the worst thing in terms of his mum was he went in to see her one day, and there was a pivotal moment. She said, "You'll never guess who came to see me yesterday. That Cliff Richard." And he said at that moment he realised, you know, the horror of it all, really.
Well, it was when my mother-in-law and my husband Kevin was her only child, and when one day he didn't recognise him at all, it was devastating.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
So this is to raise money for more nurses?
For
to
more
go
nurses,
in
for
and help?
Admiral nurses who go in and help. They give support in an emotional way, psychologically as well, and also practically, and teach people how to deal with the disease itself and how they can help themselves and get more conversation going with people.
And you
Hard,
do
isn't it?
need
'Cause
help.
People lose their memories with each other, don't they?
Yes, no, it's a
Being
sad
a carer is
business.
tough.
Being a carer is very tough, and often the carers are forgotten about, actually. So we wish you well, and Dementia UK, of course. Time for a cuppa. It's always nice to get your friends together for a cup of tea anyway, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So let's drink more
This is
tea. Let's drink
delicious,
to that.
by the way. Thank you.
Drink to that.
Really nice.
Also, congratulations to Joanne Froggatt, of course, who got her golden...
Wasn't that exciting?
That was very exciting.
I was overcome. It was
Yeah.
so thrilling because I was in New York at the time when the Globes were on, and my husband and I were watching in a friend's house, and there she was, went up and won the award, and
Best
made
supporting
such
actress
a
in a TV
beautiful
drama.
speech as well.
Also, just wanted to say, if you didn't see the lovely proposal scene from Mr. Carson, it is on the Downton Christmas DVD, which is out, so we can relive it over and over. Anyway, let's carry on with our tea. Phyllis is staying with us, actually. We'll be back after the break, and we're talking about top chef Marco Pierre White, because he says it's patronising if waiters keep asking you, enjoying your meal? You enjoying your meal?
Are you enjoying your tea on your buns?
Should. I'll tell you if I'm not. Complaining in restaurants, that's what we're talking about. Should you? Do you? See you after this. Hello, welcome back. Julius Lewin, Phyllis Logan stayed with us, probably mostly for the cakes, actually, not because she really wanted to be here. We've got 2 cakes
Yes,
here.
I feel like we're doing a remake of Calendar Girls. Are they too big? No, I think they're far too big. I'm not having one.
You know, all the food on Downton, is it real, and do you ever get to eat any of it? You're all sitting around. It looks
They
very
do a
nice.
very nice I shouldn't mention the name, but a stew from a certain supermarket. It's really nice. If we get it just before lunch, it's really hard not to eat it but it's tasty. Yeah.
Now, talking about food, you know the celebrity chef Marco Pierre White? Yes, him of Hell's Kitchen fame. He's revealed that he's banned his waiting staff from asking diners whether they're enjoying their meal or not. He says not only is it patronising, but it's better to leave them to deliver the truth themselves rather than prompting. You know, when they come over and go, everything all right? Enjoying your meal? I just think, oh, I'll let you know if I'm not. What do you think? Is this a...
Oh, I'm with Marco on this one. Because that's why I don't go to posh restaurants, because you can't get a conversation going. You start talking and then they come up and they start doing that synchronised cutlery shuffling in front of you, and you think, oh, I can't just say what I want to say because there's someone listening. And then the menus and then this and that and blah, blah, blah. And in the end, you think, I've spoken to the waiter more than I've spoken to the person I'm supposed to be having dinner with. You know, you just want to get in there, eat something nice and simple. And that whole thing of, did you enjoy your food? Absolutely. If it's cold or if I don't like it, I'm going to say so myself.
Yeah.
But I do love it when you sometimes overhear somebody on the next table and there'll be someone going, well, I don't like this and this isn't right and that's it. It's all terribly, you know, and then the waiter comes out. Did you enjoy? Lovely, thank you. Very British.
Would you say, Phyllis, do you mind if
It's
people
very
ask you?
hard to complain, isn't it? I think I'm better at it than I used to be, but... where you wouldn't say anything, you'd have something with plainly uncooked fish sitting in front of you. You'd say, oh, they're delightful, yes, lovely. But now I think I'd be more prone to complain. But if someone's asking you all the time, it sort of undercuts it, doesn't it? It feels as though, OK, you shouldn't be asking me because I'd like to say if it's right. By prompting you to make a decision, whether it's good or bad, you automatically... go on the side of, yes, it was fine, thank you very much.
I find one advantage of getting older is the fact that you get braver, I think. Because, like you, when I was young, I wouldn't have sent anything back. No. Nowadays, you wait for it. Well, my soup is cold, or, you know, and if it's genuine, I would never complain unnecessarily.
No.
But now I realise, as I get older, I just say it as it is.
Yeah. But I just don't like people
It's how you do it.
If you do it in a certain way,
it's
of
pointless
course.
shouting at the waiter because it's not their fault. But it's how you do it. If you're reasonable, I think.
But I think his
the
thing is
sticky
like, do you like
buns
people
are
fussing? Do you mean? My thing is like, it's not so much the complaint, it's just I just don't want them fussing over me every second.
Absolutely. I mean, as Jane says, I do think it's all about, you know, having really just have lovely manners, but I'm not going to sit there like a lemon and not eat the food that's in front of me, not like it and not say something. So I'd much rather say something, but, you know, my friends will always say, they're going to spit in your food.
You do worry about that, don't you? You send something back and they bring it back and you think, I wonder what the conversation was like out there just now. That one off the telly moaning again.
The best service should be unobtrusive, really, because you're there to enjoy it with your dining partner. But quite a few years ago, I used to do quite a lot of... I was a part-time restaurant critic. I used to fill in for a very famous restaurant critic when he was... And, you know, you do try to be fair, but there was one particular restaurant that I went to, and the maitre d' was so awful, so pompous and in our face. And I went back a second time because I thought, I'm going to give him a chance. He might have just been having a bad night. No, he was even worse. Anyway, the review appeared, and about 2 weeks later, I get a call, and they said, hello, it's the police here. And apparently, on the day of the review had appeared, he'd gone completely a bit doolally. He'd stolen all the credit cards out of the jackets of the people that were dining that night and was last seen running bare-chested along the Thames.
See what you did?
I know. We think he's gone back to France, but if he hasn't, just mind out for yourself. Oh, blimey.
I tell you what I find very funny is when the chef takes you on. Because there was a journalist friend of mine during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and he went to a really top restaurant that you would know, actually. And he ordered a medium steak, and he sent it back. And the chef came out and said, that is medium. And he went,
no, that
not
would
medium
get
in
me.
my book. And, you know, he refused to serve him. Refused to do anything else.
They get very precious about
Very.
steaks,
So
particularly steaks. I don't like bloody meat, you know.
No.
And when I say well done, I mean like no pink. And you can see them, they're like that.
it well done?
Yeah.
My husband has, because he likes steak and he doesn't like blood or whatever, and then they always go, well, that is, and he goes, a good vet would keep that alive.
And we were talking about fridge etiquette as well. What about you, fridge tidy? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you choke.
No,
I've only got about 20 seconds now. Maybe I
OK,
shouldn't have
some
asked you
friends who
that
come
now.
to the house think it's a health and safety issue, my fridge. Things at the back that have seen better days and should be binned, really.
Nina says, I start really well, put all the raw meat on the bottom of the fridge. After that, I just ram it all in. Thank you very much for your comments. Great to see you. And that is it for today. Tomorrow, I know. What can I do? I don't do the schedules. Tomorrow, the First Lady of Rock, Bonnie Tyler, will be here. Have a great afternoon. See you then.